Hi everyone. I'm sorry to be another white person on the mic after about 3 or 4 others, so if the tangent that I'm about to go on, a person of color would like to jump in and take over, by all means. But I'd like to address the conversations that we were having. I've had some sidewalk conversations as well, so this is for you! And for everyone. When you ask a BIPOC person, for those of you who don't know, that's a black, indigenous person of color, a BIPOC person, to just calm down, alright? Like, let's just have a quiet conversation. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Let's see, beyond 400 years of systemic racism, slavery, redlining, being shot by cops in your sleep, and then nothing happens? Why do you think they're angry? I'm not going to smash a window because that's not my place. If somebody else wants to smash a window because of their systemic racism that has impacted their entire life since they were a child, hiding from cops because they are scared of getting shot for holding a toy, they can be angry and they can smash a goddamn window. Really? And when you say you don't see color, that is ignoring systemic racism. That is violence. We need to see each other for who we are. And when I see my friends of color, specifically my black friends, I see someone who struggles to find their identity because the line was cut. They were given Christian names, slave names, taken away from a culture, a language, family separated like we have on the border. When a person of color is angry, they have anger for a reason. So don't ask them, and don't ask the movement that is trying to change a system, many systems, don't ask people to be calm about it, because being calm's done nothing, honestly. And yet after one day of rioting in Portland, there's no longer police with guns in schools, which I feel all right about. You know what, sometimes drastic actions need to be taken, and it's important for us to do our research and educate ourselves, especially as white people, and to acknowledge the fact that if you feel people are generalizing you, welcome to the club. That is what every person of color has experienced their entire lives, being generalized for what they look like and not who they are. Thank you.
You were asking.
I don't want to misrepresent.
Sure, you were asking though, like, what is this actually trying to achieve, right?
Yeah, is individual, like, what are the steps? What are we trying to get to?
Well, so we see systemic racism in our history books. We see it in our judicial system. We see it in
Where in the judicial system now? I understand it was very recently here.
What was very recently here?
Well, we just recently changed it, so you didn't need. It used to be you didn't need the entire jury to convict.
That's not where. Juries are not all the root of a racist system within.
It's a big part. We still have peremptory challenges that could be gone after.
It's a big part, but it's not the only thing, right?
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, in schools, for example, our history books. I went to public school for all of my schooling, and I never learned about Tulsa, for example. You know what happened in Tulsa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never learned about that. We don't get.
I was homeschooled, so I did.
Yeah, there you go. So, like, the history books, as we know, right? History books are written by the victor. History books are written by the oppressor. And
I was taught through history books. What I don't think is that you get enough of them. And what you're getting is what's chosen. So I see your point.
Yes.
I see your point.
So what's chosen and how many of, like, when we look at how many of those history books were written by white men, right? So are you seeing representation of somebody whose history it is telling their story, or are you having a white person relay what they saw and made judgments about on somebody else's culture? And that's what the majority of history
The majority of those books, sure, there are a lot of black historians.
Yeah, but if those are not readily available for public schools, if it's not a priority for the county, it comes back up to the whole the school board. You know, if the school board is not issuing and being like, we should be actively anti-racist and these books should be in schools, then you're not going to see them.
But then you have things like the 1619 Project, which aren't even accurate. And this Hamilton thing, I suppose it's being shown in some schools.
Yeah, but
that's not accurate.
That's also, yeah.
And that's also, that guy was a slave owner and everything else. So, I mean, there's a big problem with accuracy in history in schools. I'll grant you that.
Right. And we see a vast majority of people of color in prisons and having higher sentences for infractions. And
like I said earlier, a lot of that's the number of infractions.
you asked
too.
me what I was seeing with this movement, right? This movement wants to see change in these places, and I'm giving you a very basic overview of those. And that is more honest judicial system, more actively anti-racist educational keys and points, and training for teachers. Can you imagine?
You believe in unconscious bias retraining? Like you go to
I don't know what that specifically that name would actually entail, so I can't speak to that because I don't want to say yes to something that I'm not briefed on, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you are a person of color in class, and I have friends who have experienced this, and you are the only kid of color in the entire class, and the teacher calls you out to be like, oh, well, you know, this is what your people experience or something, like it's extremely alienating.
Well, it's also kind of racist.
It's extremely racist, and so that happens a lot. And so having not just sensitivity training, but actual training on how to teach certain subjects and how to not alienate your classmates. So like those are basic overviews, right? Having books that are, like you were saying, well, there's plenty of Black history books, sure, but I didn't see any in my school. Like all of the books that I saw were written by white men, and that's what we were taught. You know, you're given 1 year for like world history, right? It's kind of hard to grasp it all. So like, let's say that's a basic thing. Another thing is hospital. Did you know that more Black women are die from childbirth than white women?
Yes.
Right. And, it's like,
and cardio issues and a whole lot of things.
And then that comes back to, do they have health care for their entire life, or are they experiencing less health care in their life due to financial struggle, due to racial injustices, and it all ties in together? Or is the hospital straight up negligent, which often happens as well? So
I don't know. I've seen a lot of information on that, and some of it's conflicting. I can't comment on that, so I won't agree or disagree with what you're saying. But yeah,
and a lot of these are not my opinions, these are facts that I have seen, and that is generally, looking for an active, not just like, oh, we don't see color, but an active, from an active change seen by politicians, seen by people who can make a difference, right? People in schools and on city councils, and being like, okay, we acknowledge the racist history, and these are the things that we acknowledge are racist within our culture and society, and this is how we're going to actively change it. That's what they're looking. That's what everybody who's in the BLM movement is looking for. Not just a "we're sorry we were racist in the past," but an active change to help the community be more diverse and understanding. Because as like a lot of information, the internet, oh my gosh, right? Misinformation is huge.
Oh, it's massive.
And mistrust, right? I'm sure that there are things that I've seen that are wrong. I'm sure there are things that you've seen that is wrong.
Yeah.
And so when we're just trying to find truth, having facts that we all can trust and believe would also be really nice. But that takes not privatizing, right? Not privatizing the people who are making money. Those people who are taking that information shouldn't be making money off of that, right? Because it always comes back down to money. And that's why hospital or prisons are privatized. They make money off of people being in jail. So why would they ever want them to be like free, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that are going to take a lot of time. But you get my general. You get my general
Well,
check.
hey, what was your name? I'm gonna write something. Is it okay if I use your name?
No, you can keep me.
Oh, okay.
But thanks.
All right. Well, you have a good day. See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.